Gündogan made a statement that sent waves through the media, through the players, and basically everywhere in Europe. Gündogan was self-criticizing the Barcelona performance, and most importantly, he was criticizing the play of Ronald Araujo and also Joao Cancelo. And ever since Gündogan said those things, many people could not stop talking about it. And so this is what Gündogan had to say after the match was over between PSG and Barcelona, and I quote, "I'm disappointed. We had it in our hands and we gave it to PSG. We gave it to them in the easiest way. The red card? Yeah, regarding that, if there was a foul, it's a red. That's for sure. I haven't seen the replay, but if he didn't touch the ball, that is what it is. It's hard to say, but in these crucial moments, you have to be sure you're going for the ball. I don't know if he touches the ball or not. I prefer to concede a goal or even concede a 1v1. Give our goalkeeper a chance to save it or even give them a goal. Being down 1 so soon kills you in the game." Then Gündogan wanted to speak about how Vitinha scored his goal and what was the mistake surrounding that. And he said this, "Another mistake. We have to go out and close it. We must not let him shoot. I was free. It's nothing we haven't trained for. The player closest to the ball has to jump to close. It was a 3 versus 3. After the corner, Vitinha arrives. We have to go for him. Nobody came out, or if they did, it was too late. He kicked. It was a good goal, but again, completely unnecessary." And so if you guys did not see the way that Vitinha scored his goal, you can basically see that Lewandowski did not close Vitinha as soon as possible. Another player that could have closed Vitinha's shot could have been Frankie de Jong, but they were just too late. Everything was very passive coming from those two players. Again, I can't really show you guys the replay here because I don't want to get flagged, but go look at how Vitinha scored his goal. You can see that Lewandowski was inside the box. Lewandowski was like with some other player, and one of his teammates was already guarding that player, and I don't know why Lewandowski was there also. Then he decided to run to Vitinha, but again, it was too late. Frankie de Jong again could have been another one, but he was just too passive. Gündogan found all of this very annoying. And then when it came to Cancelo's mistake, he simply just said Cancelo should have never overcommitted because that foul was just too stupid. Like there was no reason for Cancelo to foul inside the box like that. It was super unnecessary. So Gündogan was going all over the place. I know that the main narrative right now is between Gündogan and Araujo because of what he said when he was promoting his book, but Gündogan, like if you look at his whole press conference, he was attacking everybody, applying a lot of criticism on his teammates. And then the wife of Gündogan went out there to the media, posted something, and this is what she said. "This man is a working hard guy and his football opinions are about improving and he is giving everything to this team. His mentality is a trouble mentality." And then shortly right after, the wife of Gündogan deleted this post. So now that I have set the stage here, I want to speak about this whole thing. Who's right? Who's wrong? What should we do moving forward? So Araujo was promoting a book earlier yesterday. And while Araujo was promoting that book, one of the people within the press wanted to speak about what Gündogan said and how Araujo thought about those comments. And this is what Araujo said: "I'd rather keep it to myself is what I really think. I have my own codes and values that I think you need to respect." And that is where the drama did all started to accumulate, because here's the thing, right? And this is the one thing that does get me the most annoyed. The press always likes to bring drama in almost everything, no matter what. They like to create tensions, they like to create conflict, and especially at Barcelona, the fact that the press had the audacity to ask him about his red card and Gündogan's comments during Araujo's special moment of promoting the book that had nothing to do about the match between Barcelona and PSG, you can see why and understand why the press wanted to ask that, is to create conflict, to create tensions. All of that was very unnecessary. So let's be very well aware that the fact that we have this Gündogan Araujo conflict is being fabricated by the media. This should have never happened in the first place. It's not like there were bad words being exchanged between Gündogan and Araujo. This whole narrative between the two players is completely being made up by the media. They have won once more. And this is also the reason why I myself do not even believe in news in general. It does not even have to be about sport. It can be about politics. It can be about many other things, like in the news in general, right? Outside of sports, because I just think that these people through the media, they like to fabricate things, amplify things a lot, twist things that make it fit the narrative based on whatever they want to put out. I don't believe anything. And you should especially expect for fabricated fake media stories being made within the sport of football, and especially at Barcelona. It's no different. And I find it crazy that this drama is being created only because Gündogan simply just wanted to make self-criticism. That's it. Like, Gündogan did nothing wrong, but the media is making manipulation, and at a point where they want to distract Barcelona before the Clásico. They want to split the locker room before they do face Real Madrid. This is the whole agenda, my friends, and we cannot allow this to happen. We cannot believe what the media is trying to portray. Let's look at the bigger picture here. Even Sport did state Gündogan is surprised by the noise that's been created around his words, as he didn't want to offend anybody or anyone or point fingers. He was just being sincere, as he has always been. And I know that Gündogan is probably like, really? Like, all I did was make self-criticism things, and all I said was, maybe this player should do better, whatever, right? I never got this type of treatment at City. So I know that Gundogan is probably like so confused. And I'm telling you guys, you can only get this at Barcelona. Only at Barcelona. And I'm not here to believe in anything, right? I don't want to believe it. You know, I'm not stupid. We know this whole game. You and me, the people who are watching this video, we know this whole game already. And this is what's going to lead me to the next conversation. Was the statement true? And the fact that he has spoken out to the media like that, in that manner, right? Was it true? Should he have said it? And I do believe that yes, Gundogan should have said that 110%. Everything that he said was facts. Or what does Ronaldo say? He likes to say factos. Factos. These are facts. 110%. This is what should have been said. Finally, Barcelona have a player that likes to put out self-criticism, demanding for the players to self-correct themselves. Like, Gündogan did not start to act in this way 2 days ago after the match between PSG and Barcelona. Gündogan has been like this since Barcelona lost against Real Madrid back in October, and he said, I did not come here to lose games like this. What Gündogan is doing here is he's demanding more from the players because he believes that these players have so much more room to improve. Like, for example, we have insisted, and we have even talked about this. I find it crazy that I kind of talked about this before even Gündogan came out with these statements, but I did state, right, that Araujo should have let the 1v1 between Barcola and Ter Stegen. He should have just let that happen. I know that Araujo got nervous, which is the reason why he misplaced a pass and he was trying to make it up by regaining the ball, but he overcommitted and made a ridiculous foul against Barcola. Araujo should have basically let Barcola go on a 1v1 versus Ter Stegen because the game should have continued on a 11 versus 11. Just let it happen. Even if he does score, it does not matter. We were not going to end up with one man down. That is like the worst case scenario, and Araujo chose the worst case scenario. I know that Gündogan knows what he's talking about because Gündogan is coming from a team where a lot of their defensive players, right, the back line, they never overcommitted. Every time one of the players at the back for Man City last season were being outpaced by either Vinicius or whoever was fast, they eventually just let the player go to go on a 1v1 versus the goalkeeper. They never tried to commit a ridiculous foul that could have led to maybe either a red card or a penalty or just something unnecessary. What Araujo did here was called inexperience. And here's the most fascinating thing about this whole thing. I feel like Luis Enrique intentionally wanted this. Like, he saw Araujo as the weakest point in our back line. That is what blows my mind, is that we never thought that Araujo was our weakest point in our back line. But Luis Enrique, he thought that. He was looking for this. PSG pressed Araujo in a very tensional way. Like, if you go look back at the play, like 10 seconds before Araujo gets the red card, you can see that PSG were pressing Araujo in a way where he could not pass to Jules Koundé. They forced Araujo to make a vertical pass to the middle, and that led towards the misplaced pass where Mendes intercepted the ball, and then it went back to Barcola, and Barcola was going for the goal. That is what Luis Enrique wanted. They forced Araujo from making a pass to Koundé. That is just insane because they knew that Araujo did not have such great capabilities to make vertical passes, and especially if you compare it to someone like Kubarsi. And so then Gündogan got on Cancelo, and it makes you really wonder, right? Maybe this could be the reason why Pep Guardiola did not want Cancelo to continue at Man City, is because he probably knew that Cancelo is prone to making mistakes like this, overcommitting, making ridiculous fouls. Gündogan probably knows way more than many of us. He probably knows that yes, Cancelo should be criticized because he knows that Cancelo needs to get better. It's one of the reasons why Man City did not want him. It goes back to what I said previously. Pep Guardiola likes defenders who are patient on the counter, never overcommit. Does this mean that we should let go of Cancelo in the summer? No. The most important thing to do right now is to digest this information and learn as a collective, not individually, but as a collective moving forward, so Barcelona can get better as a team. And this is what's going to lead me to the next conversation. How else do you expect for a team to improve, aka Barcelona, if you just say, oh, because he made this foul or made this mistake, he should leave and we should buy a new player? How? Like, what type of club is that? Why would we want to buy new players every season just because one player commits one error? Like, every player makes mistakes. Every player sometimes overcommits. Obviously, if you do it over and over again and overall your performance just goes lower and lower, then yes, eventually we're gonna have to let you go. But sometimes there are players that do good in everything but make one error that does lead to maybe us conceding a goal. But if that's the case, that should not be the reason why we should let go of the player and try to buy a new one. No, I think that Cancelo should continue. I think that Araujo should also continue. All of this does not mean that we should sell these players and bring in new ones. No. How do you expect for that team to improve? We have to maintain our exact same players and improve as a collective. Listen to the feedback that the elite players are giving you. And that is what's going to lead me to the last conversation. Gündogan, what he said here, like I've said, was 110% correct. And I would advise for Araujo and Cancelo and for Frankie and for Lewandowski especially, right, to listen to what Gündogan had to say. Because Gündogan is a leader, he is experienced, he won the league 5 times, and he was the captain of Man City while they were winning the treble and they won the Champions League. Dude, how do you not listen to someone like Gündogan? Gündogan knows what he's talking about. Not once should the players or the fans ever should say Gündogan should shut his mouth and not say anything after any game is over. No, Gündogan should give those type of criticisms. Araujo, if he's ever asked about things like this, he should say to the media and say, you know what Gündogan said was right. Let's listen to our veterans and we're gonna plan on taking this information and learn from this moving forward. That is how you decrease the tensions and focus on the next match. Not by saying, oh yeah, I'm just going to keep this comment to myself because I don't want to create anything. Because then you're gonna make people wonder what you could have said and create these narratives. And that is how the press do flourish. And so I'm gonna assume that Gündogan and Araujo are going to be speaking to each other tomorrow during the training session. If there's tensions, let it be a good thing. Okay, like let that be a good thing. The fact that there's tensions between Araujo and Gündogan, let that be a tension that leads to us self-improving because we have a match against Real Madrid and we have to focus. There is no reason for us to even talk about this, right? I feel like I'm wasting breath. And so that is all I do have to say for today's video. Thank you guys so much for watching and I will see you guys in the next one.